Also, I think it's just so strange. I mean, I know why. It's because this last generation is under a curse. We're the curse breakers. But it's just so sad that they don't see it yet. But these, like I saw a TikTok of a guy, his daughter was in the driveway recording a TikTok. She had the ring light up, whatever, black people. And it was a caption. I hope it was a joke, but it was something along because of something. She just turned 18. I can't make her leave yet, or something like that. And then someone's like, I want her out of my house. And then, all the comments is like, yeah, it was time for them. Like, I just think that's so weird. It wasn't until I met other ethnicities or black people who grew up around other ethnicities, so the culture is just a little different, that was so anxious to get their kids out the house. And then the only reason why they want their kids in the house is if they are serving some use to them. Basically, if they're their servant. So you can stay here if you're my servant that I get to disrespect and treat however I want to be treat you, because you're just a peasant, you're beneath me. You can stay here under those conditions. Those are the narcissistic parents. Otherwise, you got to get the fuck out. Especially during these times. I remember growing up, people used to make fun of Mexicans because of, they all live stacked on top of each other, how can they do that? That's, like as if that was like a flex or something, that we don't have to do that. All of our families have our own places, and it wasn't that. It was that our own families can't do that. Because it wasn't until I lived overseas and experienced true Eastern culture, because I've always been fascinated by it, and I know why now, versus Western culture, that I realized it beforehand, but it just became more enforced, how they lived. Like, they are very much a community type people. I've noticed that a lot of ethnicities are, except us. We're all like every man for himself, and I noticed that's because that's a Western mentality. I'm sure all blacks are not like this, but I'm referring to America, this Western society thinking me, every man for himself. You can't get it, then that's your fucking problem. Like, there was a girl TikToker came across who was upset because she got kicked out. I don't know whose home it was, because she asked the person how come they were disrespectful to her. And then reading the comments, people are like, well, when you live in somebody else's house, it's their rules. You don't say just anything to somebody in their house. Basically, like, people like co-signing on that person. I don't know the full story. I don't know everything as to why. Obviously, there could have been more. But we're just going based on those details, because that does happen. People get kicked out of their homes for doing nothing but existing, and that's because that person that they live with is a fucking devil. But people they co-sign and support these narcissists. Like I said, the world is trained to enable narcissistic behavior. Well, how come you don't have your own anyway? How come you don't got how come by time we're not the same? You don't know my full motherfucking story, and that's not the fucking point. Even if it's because I actually did fuck up, I gambled and lost all my money and lost my home, If you claim to love me and you have the motherfucking resources to help me, and you claim to believe in God, because most of these people call themselves Christians, go to church religiously, got cross, the same, the pretenders, then bitch, you're supposed to, your motherfucking job when you working for him is to help that person. It clearly states in the Bible that when you have someone in your home and you basically don't help them, don't take care of them, mistreat them, you're worse than an unbeliever. You're a shitty person. Because I'm providing these resources for you to help you be able to help this person that needs my help. They are getting my help via you. Okay, you won't let me use you? Fine, I will find somebody else. And there's so many people that don't realize that you're not the motherfucking blessing. You're being blessed by blessing someone else. You're not the blessing. But they think, oh, I'm the one that's in the power to help this person, therefore making me a blessing. You must do my bidding. That is the mentality of the devil. And it was just appalling to see how many comments people supported watching this girl being down on her luck, whatever the fuck the reason may be. Oh, well, you should have, especially in the state of the world right now. Are you fucking kidding me? Most of y'all motherfuckers, matter of fact, all y'all motherfuckers who don't have a heart, who can't understand, who don't have compassion, who have the means to help motherfuckers, but you don't, because you just don't want to, because you don't feel like it. or because that person is not submitting to you because you want to be God, your ass is about to get fucking humbled real quick. You know, when you put two words together, I just came up real quashed, which is that like some Daffy Duck shit? Real quick and real quick and real motherfucking fast, bitch.